It's official, like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this video, even if you're looking at the playback. You know? It's a Sunday afternoon, well, Sunday evening, where I'm at. I'm on the East Coast. And you know what they say about the East Coast? The East Coast is the best coast. Yeah. Yeah, man. Another Sunday. Uh, 80 degrees outside. Feel good outside. Hopefully it stays that way for a while. It was cold the past, chilly the past 2 days. But, hopefully it lasts. I'm a warm weather type of guy, me personally. I like it warm. But hey, man, we can't control that. We don't worry about things we can't control. We think about things that we can control. So that's how we do over here. You know. But yeah, yesterday or last night, I said I was gonna talk about the topic for today. I was gonna talk about old people. I said this last night, so here we go. You know. Old people are not going to save you. Nobody's going to save you, especially old people. Old people are not going to save you, boy. If you waiting on some old person to save you, I got a bridge in Myrtle Beach you can jump off of, because it ain't happening. Old people today, the average, so let me back up a little bit. When I say old people, I'm talking from the age of 55 to 70. That age bracket, 55 to 70. When I say old people, yeah, this is the selfish group that I'm talking about. That's why things are the way they are. Probably in this country and probably in your family, because of the selfishness of some of the people. 55 to 70. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Like I never left, baby. You know what I'm talking about? I'm bulletproof, baby. You know? I'm everywhere like Albee Square Mall. Albee Square, that was in New York back in the day. Yeah, man. 55 to 70. These are the old people I'm talking about. They ain't worth a nickel today. You know what the average old person, you know what their strategy is? The old person strategy today is basically just to kiss ass. That's really it. Kiss ass. That's their strategy today. And join some type of club or some type of organization or link up with the little frat or sorority that they pledged when they was in college 20, 30, 40 years ago. You know, the AKAs, the Sigmas, the Q Dogs. And they link up, they like being a part of their little frat that they had when they was in college. That they joined 30, 40, 50 years ago. And I always, I never pledged none of them frats. I'm not a part of no organization. Because I didn't see the benefit at the time. And I still don't see the benefit at the time. Today. So I know I made a good decision. And a lot of these people, men and women, that I know today, when I look at them, I'll be like, why do you meet up with these people after all these years? 20, 30 years went by. Why do you meet up with them? What's the benefit? And yeah, we get to step and go to the show and look, man. If you want to link up and have a party and do the nasty, just come out and say it. But don't be acting like everything is all productive. No, they just link up together and have a freak off. That's basically all they do. After they're done stepping and partying, they go back to the hotel and have a freak off. That's what these groups do today. There's nothing productive out of most of these groups. It's nothing really, and it's been that way. It ain't just started. That's the thing. It was that way when I was in college. It's the same old shit. That's why I never pledged. Because I'm like, I'm already doing what y'all doing right now by myself. What the hell I need to join y'all for? I'm like, oh man, hell with that. Most old people, there is no strategy with the old people. A lot of times, most old people, if your parents in the 50s, they're looking for you to move out when you turn 18. They just want you to move out. You say, well, move out and do what? Because 9 times out of 10, they didn't really teach you anything. You don't really have no skills to make it out here. So it's kind of like, you can't move out. You don't know how to do shit because they didn't teach you shit. That's the thing. So there is no strategy. Most old people, they don't really have nothing. They just want you to kiss ass and go along and get along. Now, the way things are today didn't happen overnight. This started back in the 40s and 50s. When now, if you have aunts and uncles, back in the 40s and 50s, there was a great migration. People from the South went to up north. New York, they went to New York, Chicago, Detroit, and LA. Because I have aunts and uncles that they moved to New York back in the day. And the idea was to go to New York, Chicago, Detroit, LA, and go get a government job. That was the idea. It wasn't true. It turned out that the whole shit was a lie. There was no government jobs for them up north. That's at the end of it. So I asked my uncles, well, how come you didn't move back after you figured out that shit was a lie? They said, well, we didn't want to move back, we was already up there, the hoop-de-doo, it's that type of shit. But we didn't want to be in the fields no more and this and that. I'm like, it sounds like y'all getting treated worse. Then I'd rather be in the field and not be bothered than someone and be getting jumped on every week. I don't know about you. Plus, none of my aunts and uncles had government jobs. They didn't retire with no government jobs. I don't know anybody that they grew up with during that time that moved to New York, Chicago, Detroit, LA that had government jobs. I don't know anybody. I don't know. Yeah, I got a couple cousins. That's third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh cousins. They might have worked at GM or some shit like that. But none of my aunts and uncles ain't had no government jobs. None. Zero. So I'm like, what? You should have just came back to South Carolina, bro. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that shit. And you know why they didn't want to move back? I'm going to tell you why. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Yeah, I'm going to tell you why they didn't want to move back. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what my uncles told me. My uncles told me when they moved to New York in the 50s, and they started going to clubs and partying and all that shit, and they started seeing all that foreign cooch, all them foreign women from the islands started coming over in the 60s and 70s. When they saw all that shit, all that foreign cooch, they said, "The hell with that! I ain't going back home." That's what happened. They were up there partying, getting high, and smashing foreign hoes. That's what happened. That's what happened up there. That's the truth. That's when all the baby mama having kids out of wedlock started. Women started having kids out of wedlock like crazy. Because you have to understand, where these women came from, they got kids like that today out of wedlock. When I was growing up, bro, I knew probably 2-3 girls that had a baby in high school. Or 2 at my high school and 1 at the high school down the street. And as far as my neighborhood, it was like one girl that had a baby out of wedlock. That shit was rare. That wasn't, you didn't really see that shit until the foreign women until they started partying, drinking, getting high with them foreign women, and that's when the women out of wedlock exploded across this country. That's how that shit started. That's how it got started. You didn't see no shit like that. And by the time I graduated high school, went to college, went in the Navy, came out the Navy, that's when having a kid out of wedlock, it wasn't shameful no more. Women weren't ashamed of it no more. Because if you had a kid out of wedlock when I was growing up, that was shameful. Yeah, your parents would send you off somewhere else, to your grandmother's house or some shit like that. Or they send you down south, or even more south. You might live down south there. If you in South, they'll send you your ass to Florida, some shit like that, because that was shameful. By the time I came back out of the Navy, early 2000s, it wasn't shameful no more, bro. Women weren't ashamed of it. Actually, in certain states, Florida is one of them. Certain states, it means Canada is one of those places where they promote women having kids in Canada and Florida. They promote it. Canada especially. In Canada, they promote women having kids out of wedlock. They give them benefits all the time. That started with my aunts and uncles' generation today. Because my aunts and uncles are still living. They were partying, drinking, getting high, and fucking foreign hoes. That's how the shit got started. That's how it got started. And they had kids and their kids had kids. And that's what you see today. That's what you see today. So you got the next generation, like I said, 55 to 70 today, selfish, don't teach the kids anything. You know, there is no strategy. They can't save you. They can't really tell you anything. Because you know what old people do today? It's the stupidest shit ever. All they do today is brag about their job. They brag about their job today. Oh, I worked that job for 21 years, 25 years, 32 years, 40 years. You can't pass down a job to your kids, man. You can't pass the job down to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Why are you bragging about your job? That's all they talk about today. That's all you're going to, if you talk to an old person, that's all they're going to talk about. Talk about their job. I mean, how did that help your kids? How did that help your family? It doesn't. That's why a lot of young people, they ain't trying to hear none of that bullshit old people talking about today. They ain't trying to hear none of that shit. They'll listen to what they say. As soon as they leave, they're on to some other shit. Because even young people got enough sense to know that, man, that shit ain't working today. It's a different time. And they're not hiring us like that anyway. We don't have them opportunities like y'all had back in the day when y'all was growing up. Y'all buying houses for less than $100,000. They buying a house for less than $100,000. They'll buy land for what? $20,000, $30,000 and build a house on top of it. Back in the day, we ain't got it like that today. We ain't got it like that today. So even young people got enough sense to know that, hey, this shit just doesn't, shit they talking about doesn't work. If they had a job where it's yours, oh, you got a bunch of trolls in here. You got a bunch of trolls in there, boy. I tell you. Today is Sunday. Y'all work on Sundays? Damn, man. I didn't think the trolls work on Sundays. God damn. Hey, look, how much y'all getting paid to be here? If y'all not making at least $5,000 a month, you wasting your time. It ain't worth it. Cause see, where you from, 9 times out of 10 is 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's probably 5 hours ahead. You probably 5 hours ahead of me, so it's probably after 1 or maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's early as hell to be up trolling. How much if you ain't getting paid at least $5,000 a month, you wasting your time. You wasting your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just wasting your life. You know, I've been online for 20 years, and I've never left negative comments in somebody's chat. You're wasting your life. You just your mom should have got an abortion. That's what she should have done. Your mom should have got an abortion. It's just and I'm being nice. I'm being nice. Your mom should have got an abortion, and your dad should have never smashed. You know. Who's that? Oh, what's up? I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah. I'm a very optimistic person. I'm a very optimistic person. But if you going what you give off is what you get back now. I'm not a butt kisser. You say something negative, hey, you spitting fire, I'm spitting fire back. So now I'm not see a lot of there's a lot of foreigners, they think they can say what they want to say, and you're supposed to be humble and be nice. No, it doesn't work like that. No, no. I'm a very optimistic and positive person, but if you spit, you get what you give off is what you get back. That's how that goes. No, I wasn't raised that way. No, See, that's what old people want you to do. Old people want you to, if somebody offends you or does something or attacks you in some type of way, you're supposed to be suffering silence. No, I wasn't raised like that. No, no, no. You get out of pocket, you get roasted. You get roasted. No, you get roasted. No, you can't expect people to be nice to you. If you say some old smart shit, or you trying to be whatever you're trying to do, it don't work that way. Your ass get roasted over here. Take the high road. No, I ain't Michelle Obama. No, I ain't Michelle Obama. if Michelle Obama say, if they go high, how she said? If they go high, if they go low, you go high. No, no, she said if they go low, you go high. No, that's not me. If they go low, I go even lower. Oh man, I go to the bottom of the barrel on that ass. No, I ain't Michelle Obama. No. And smash the like button. Yeah, I ain't Michelle Obama. No, I'm not that nice. Ain't that nice. I look like JJ from Good Times. No, I don't look like him. We don't look like each other at all. I wonder who you look like. That's what I want to know. Some of y'all scared to show y'all face on the camera. Some people, man, like some of these damn people, once some of these trolls, once you see how they look, I'd be like, oh god damn, boy, I see why you didn't show your face. I see why you didn't show it. You got no teeth in the mouth, no teeth, a big ass cavity in the front of his mouth, shit. I'm like, damn. I see why you didn't show your face. Okay, I get it now. Hide that motherfucker. Well, I tell you, boy, some of these trolls, y'all shouldn't show y'all face. Well, no, don't do it. God damn, you look scared. P.S. by the way, I got my Love Can't Wait in hardcover now on Amazon.com. And I got my newest book, Love at First Click. 500 pages of game for your ass, buddy. So yeah, I'm doing more than the old people. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing more than the old people. And I don't even I'm not considered to be old. I'm in the middle. You know, old people. Let me tell you something. Old people ain't gonna write. They're not gonna write a book like this. They ain't gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Old people ain't gonna write. They're not going to do this. A video like this, and they're not gonna write 2 books like that. It ain't happening. No, they're not doing it. They don't want to give you no game. They don't want to. Old people today, they just want to get them a job and collect the check. Yep. That's all they want to do. You're on your own. They're not coming to save you. So if I were you, I wouldn't listen to a lot of these old people today. Just give them a hug and be like, all right, you take care. I got it now. That's usually that's how it is today. And a lot of these old people, okay, we gonna get down and dirty with it now. A lot of these old people are in the closet today. Oh yeah, they're in the closet, and they've been in the closet for a long time. They've been in the closet since college. Oh yeah, boy. Some of y'all don't want to deal with that. Some of y'all don't want to deal that your mom in the closet, or your dad in the closet, or your uncle in the closet. Yeah, or your aunt in the closet. Some of y'all don't want to deal with that. Some of y'all got the hell on. Boy, them numbers went down, boy. They got the hell on. Yeah, some of y'all aunts and uncles and your mom or your dad are in the closet. Oh yeah, that's part of the reason why they don't want to tell you shit and give you no game, because they'll expose themselves. Oh yeah, boy, they in the closet, boy, and a lot of them are, Democrats to the fullest. They vote Democrat straight down. Check, 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 check. Every election, Democrat, check, 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 check. It don't matter. The person black, check, 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 check. I'm like, wait a minute, man. Hold up now. You're not going to even read what they have to say or listen to what they have to say? No. If it's a Democrat, check, check, check. All the way down. What type of shit is that, man? My parents didn't even do that. My parents didn't even operate like that. You know? Shout out to my mom, Sharon Cox. Happy Mother's Day. Sharon Cox from where? I know plenty. I know Sharon Cox. Where they from? Or you just making up a name? Yeah, it is Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Whatever. Yeah. Some of these mothers don't deserve no praise. But happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that's doing their thing out here. I'll say that. One thing, my mom, she passed away a couple years ago. My mom was the shit. I had one of those type of moms. My mom was the shit. For real. When my mom passed away, the church was packed. Jam-packed. That's right. People was outside trying to get in. That's the type of mom I had. The church was jam-packed. And people outside waiting to get in. And they stayed there the whole time. They didn't go nowhere. The parking lot was packed. That's the type of mom I had. Those are the type of parents I had growing up. People, the damn preacher had to stop people from talking. Because doing every funeral, people usually say a good word, right? Doing the funeral at a certain point in the funeral, the preacher had to get up and say, "Oh, that's enough." That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of mom I had. Those type of parents I had. My parents were the shit growing up. That's why I'm the way. That's why I'm the way I am today. Cause I had good role models growing up. If you got kids, and if your kids are still doing the same job or the same shit your parents was doing, or the same shit you was doing, you failed them. Every generation should upgrade, do better. But if your kids is still doing the same thing as you failed them. And that's just what it is. My mom was shit. The parking lot was packed. They couldn't get everybody in the church. They had to block the door. And same as my grandparents, same thing. Bless your mother's soul. Yeah. I miss them. I think about them all the time. My parents. I'm telling you, today, man, this is worse I ever seen it. As far as old people. Old people today ain't worth. Whew. That's how I was raised, with good parents and grandparents. Yeah, me too. Today, grandma's what, 35, 40, 50, 60? Shit. And most of them ain't worth. Grandma today is still trying to catch. He's still trying to catch. She not even thinking about her grandkids if she got them. And grandma today, they don't even make it to 40. Well, some of them don't make it to 40 without falling apart. Popping pills like crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? Because they love that job, boy. They love that job. If you're around, because they be bragging, oh, I've been at my job for 23 years, and they be, oh man, they loved me at my job. I'm like, what? What world are you living in? They don't love you at your job. Last I checked, I ain't never been on a job where I felt like I was loved and appreciated. What world are you living in? I mean, I ain't looking for it on the job. I ain't looking for love on no job, but I'm just saying, if you got a job and you feel like they love you and care about you on your job, either you getting high or you done lost your mind. Because there's no love on no job. You've lost your mind, or you popping some type of pills, or maybe you, I don't know. Maybe you're sniffing something. I don't know. Something's wrong with you. Anybody that talks like that. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Our moms and pops were the same. When we grew up, our grandparents were older. I didn't ever get to meet my grandparents, because he passed before I was born. What's up? What up, Marcus? I was one of those guys. I met my grandparents and great-grandparents when I was growing up. Um, Most people I know didn't meet their great-grandparents. They might have met their grandparents, but they didn't meet their great-grandparents. I was one of those guys. I met my grandparents and great-grandparents on both sides. On both sides, by the way. That's on both sides. I don't know too many kids that were like that at when I was growing up. I met my great-grandparents on both sides of my family. That's kind of rare. That doesn't happen often. And the reason why that happened because people in my family lived to be so old. So that's why it happened like that. They said we're fucked. Well, no, I wouldn't say that, Marcus. I would say we're on our own. Old people are kind of lame today. Yeah. If you really sit and listen to a lot of shit old people say today, you be like, what? What the hell is fool talking about? Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, a lot of old people, man, they don't be talking about shit, bro. It is what it is sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, old people, man, they just want you to give up, bro. There is no strategy. There's no strategy at all when it comes to them. They just want you to give up. Throw in the towel. Surrender. Take what you can get. I'm like, what? How long am I supposed to do that, bro? Take what I can get until when? How long am I gonna be able to do that? Take what you can get until you can do better. Bro, I've been doing that for 10 years. At some point, I gotta make a power move at some point, man. Don't tell me I've been taking what I've been getting for 10 years. You know, that's all they're gonna tell you. Everything is from a lack mentality. Scared, scary, you know. I'm like, hell that shit, man. I'm happy I didn't have parents like that. I'm happy. I met my grandparents. No, I met my grandmother on my mother's side only. She was a good health up into her 90s. My grandmother also passed in the 90s, which was her son. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, man. You know, our grandparents were different. You don't see a lot. I don't meet a lot of women that have grandkids with that kind of spirit today. You know. Yeah, a lot of our grandparents were different. Even our parents were different. You know. I'm not saying I expect them to be the same as people to be the same today, but I mean, today, it's just it's rough out here in these streets, man. God damn. Oof. I look at some of these parents that I know that have kids. I'm like, I'm glad you ain't one of my parents growing up. You suck. Your ass is lame. You know? Because I see how they act around me. And I can imagine how they act around their kids. Oof. Because see, how you do one thing is how you usually do everything. That's usually how it go. I'm going to subscribe, see what sort of things you uploaded, you seem chill, interactive with. Yeah, man. Check this out too. Check out my books. This is where the shit goes down at. I got 2 of them. Really 4. It's really 4 of them. Love at First Click and Love It. No, it's Love Can't Wait and Love at First Click. Yeah, most of the shit, I write about more things than I talk about on video. Yeah, I can't talk about things that I really want to talk about on YouTube, unfortunately, because I've gotten censored, shadow banned and all, whatever. Marcus, are you ready? Marcus, you ready to see? That's how your boy is reading it, not my fault. Yeah, man. That's I write about it, and this is the updated version of Love Can't Wait too, hardcover. This is the updated version. I read this shit yesterday after about 5 years. That shit still sounds good, man. I'm telling you, bro. This shit still sounds good. Yeah. It's still relevant. This shit will be relevant forever. This book will be relevant forever. And you know what's crazy? This book is 500 pages, right? But it was 800 pages. But I cut it down. I cut it down to 500 pages. It was over 800 pages at one point. And it took me 5 years to write that. 5 years to write a book. Go figure. Hey, Dad's pissed off. Wants to know when you're getting here and if you got Mom a gift yet. I don't know who you is, bro. My mom passed away. You're not talking about me. Yeah. You got trolls, man. Yeah, the trolls are not even they're not. How much you getting paid to be here? You're not even good at trolling. Damn. If you're gonna troll, if you're gonna make statements, you gotta do some research. You can't just say anything. If you're a troll, a paid troll, and you're not getting paid at least $5,000 a month, you're wasting your life, bro. I know you might be in some place in the village, somewhere around the world, and $100 a week is a lot of money. Maybe $100 a month is a lot of money for you. But I'm telling you, you're wasting your life. You need to do something else constructive. I don't care how much you're getting paid. If you gotta leave comments on somebody's chat or timeline or comment section, if you're being paid to do something like that, you're wasting your life. You're wasting your life, whether you're a man or a woman. There's better things to do in life to make a living than troll online. That's all I'm saying. But if you're gonna be a troll, you got to be good at it. You're not that good. You're not that good. So, see, my mom has passed away. So you making a statement that doesn't apply to me. That's how I know you a bad troll. You're not that good. You need another job. That's all I'm saying, And today's Sunday. You ain't supposed to work on Sunday. What the hell are you doing in here? I know you're poor. You're probably from a poor, rundown community in some parts of Nigeria or some shit like that. I get it. You got to get your money, get it how you live. I know. Yeah, whatever. Shit. I'd find another way. I wouldn't be trolling on the internet. You know. But I don't know, man. But yeah, that's about all I got. You know, I think I said what I said. You know, I think you pretty much get the point. But hey, don't forget to check out my book, Love at First Click, on Amazon.com. That's me on the back, yo. That's me, yo. That's me on the back. I'm suited and booted. You know. And any questions, man? Just leave your comments below. Until next time, I'm out.